It's 9:20 p.m. January 7th, 2025. And if I'm being honest, guys, I've been slacking. I've been giving in to sin and shit. And like I saw an old video of mine that literally just not even old, just like 2 3 weeks ago, and says I'm locking the fuck in. I think you guys can see it. It's like 3 or 4 videos ago, and I didn't lock the fuck in, and so that kind of sucks, right? And so yeah, lately, like reflecting upon my 2024 year, I've been giving into sin a lot, and most especially the sin of gluttony, like just consumption, like over consuming. And we're not just talking about food. Like if you can see me, I'm not fat. I'm not fat, but like I did eat a lot more than like I was in the beginning of the year. I was like 150, and now I'm like 170 something. And so yeah, one of my goals right now is to cut down. But like that's besides the point. It's not just consuming food and shit like that. Lately, I've been consuming a lot of fucking content, a lot of social media. And I'm just like blasting my ears with music and shit. And I started to realize like my mind isn't working properly. It's like I don't have my own thoughts. Like I can't connect. I can't be present in the moment because I've consumed too much information, consumed too much knowledge that I don't even know my own voice anymore. And so because I'm not in the present moment, I can't connect to God, right? Because God resides in the present moment. And so that's one of the things I've reflected on in the past, like one of my greatest weakness this past year was just like overconsumption. Like just before I recorded this video, I just like kind of realized like turn off the aircon, it's nighttime, and there's like no noise. You feel me? And it's like I forgot the sound of silence. And that's something that I truly I do I miss it. I miss it because there was a time when I was meditating every single day, right? I was meditating every single day, 15 minutes. I'd wake up and it was like habitual, right? It was like routine. I'd wake up, I'd drive to my college campus because that's when I still went to college, and there'd be a specific spot I sat in the courtyard, which was outside, right under a tree between two rocks and shit, and it was so like peaceful and shit. It was so peaceful. You hear the birds chirp, you feel the wind blow in your face. You smell like the leaves, and it didn't smell like that much, but you could tell you're outside in nature. Basically, is what I'm trying to say. And I'm telling you, like when I was meditating like that, and I was decreasing the amount of consumption that of internet consumption and social media. I wasn't doom scrolling or any of that shit. When I was like, I felt mentally healthy. I like to refer to that version of me as mentally healthy Elijah. Okay, like he was in touch with the present moment. He was like basically really connected with God at that time, right? And so that's really what I want to get back into. It's like I want to be more present in the moment. I want to be able to my spirit, my soul to be able to like connect with God, and because once it's able to do that, I'm able to like give my own gifts fully. Because right now I feel kind of, I really think that the all this knowledge has constrained me, has constrained my God-given potential. You feel me? And so that's one of the biggest reflections I wanted to start off this video with. Like we're gonna hit the whiteboard soon, but like yeah. So this is what I was really thinking about, and why I believe I haven't posted in a while, right? I haven't posted because I've been consuming too much content. Basically, that's all it is, right? When you're not consuming shit, or you're not consuming overconsumption, not giving into the sin of gluttony, you automatically are left with producing, with creating, right? And because you are creating, you are doing a divine action. God is a creator. He created you, and you are made in His image, and in His image, He is a creator, and so you are a creator. You are supposed to be creating. You're supposed to be doing shit, because when you're not, that is when you're giving into the demons inside. And so today, I wanted to talk about becoming a soldier of God, because that's kind of my goal. Like you guys, I guess I kind of briefed over it in old videos, but like this is what I feel like God wants me to do. Like it's my purpose right now is to just become like a soldier of God and show you guys my journey in doing it. Okay, and so today's video is like basically my goal for this year, or I'm not even doing it by like a year thing, but you know how people do like New Year's resolution type shit. It's not really a New Year's resolution, but it's just like, because I've wanted to do this ever since, right? But we are currently documenting it for you guys on YouTube, okay? And so let's get to the whiteboard, okay, boys? I really like. This is kind of like one of the most I've ever written on a whiteboard. Not gonna lie, and this might be a long ass video, so stay tuned. Get some popcorn, pick your feet up, watch, and sit back and relax. But don't relax for too long, because y'all gotta be putting in the fucking work. You feel me? And so let's get into it. How I will become a soldier of God. So I want to be a soldier of God, meaning that I want to. Well, I have it here. What the hell? What is a soldier of God? Okay, so let's start off with that. What is a soldier of God? A soldier of God, he obeys the commands of his Lord, right? When you think of like a commander in the army, right? You know, I like to picture like a knight. I don't want to say knight in shining armor, but like a knight in the medieval times, right? If you are a soldier, that kind of soldier, you are listening to the king, and the king in this metaphor is God, right? God is your Lord, right? And so you must follow his orders no matter what. You must follow his commands for you no matter what, okay? You do not want to disobey the king, right? And so what does this actually mean? This means you're following your God-given purpose, right? You're following your God-given purpose. 100%. I constantly reaffirm myself that as a man, like to become more of a masculine man, you must be following your God-given purpose, okay? You must be doing what God has put you on this earth to do, because when you don't, when you start distracting yourself with overconsumption, right? Like in my case, like when I started literally, like here's something I've done like in the past few days is like I literally downloaded a video game called SAS 4, right? If you guys, it's a very like a unique game, because I don't think that many people play it. It's a zombie game. It's a zombie game that I used to play a lot. I used to play a lot back in the day. But I re-downloaded it and I started playing it, and it's like, damn, man. I just started playing video games again. You feel me? And so that's something that needs to stop, because it's just a distraction. It's just a distraction away from your God-given purpose. Like I knew it was when I started playing it, but I was like, I just was down in the dirt, you know, down in the dirt, didn't want to pick myself up and start going. And that's not what you want to be. Like, nope, you got to take action. You got to just do it. You got to just do it, because God put you on this planet to do something for him. Okay, so obey the commands of your Lord, which means follow your God-given purpose 100%. Don't stray off the path. Okay. Another thing that a soldier of God does is that he fights against his enemies, right? Like God is the king, he's the commander, right? And you are one of his soldiers. So therefore, you know, as one of his soldiers in his army, there's always going to be somebody going against you, right? Always, like, even though Jesus Christ was like this perfect man, there were still people against him. It's just going to be like that. So in this case, in God, there's going to be enemies that you're going to have to face. Fight against the enemies, and those is, in this case, the devil and demons, right? And like, as I said before, the only thing that the devil and the demons and things of that nature, the only thing that they can do to you is stray you off the path. As long as you're on your God-given path, you are doing everything right. basically, right? The path is narrow and the gate is small for the gate that leads to life, right? But the path is wide and broad, and the gate is wide and big for the gate that leads to hell, right? And so the only thing that the devil and the demons will try to do is steer you off your path, right? So this is why number one was follow your God-given purpose, which is the path that God has laid out before you, and then they'll fight against the enemies, right? The enemies are just gonna try to distract you. They're gonna try to pull you away. They're gonna try to not make you take action. They're gonna make you stop want to walk the path, walk your God-given path, right? They're gonna want you to stay stationary, stay passive, stop, like, again, like in this scenario, just consume content, just play that video game, just eat that junk food. Another example, like I'm gonna be completely humility. I'm gonna have a big humility, like just saying it out there because it's already like 10 minutes into the video, so of course not many people's watching, but like yesterday, just yesterday, holy shit, just yesterday, I bought some ice cream. I bought some ice cream at the store, at the Payless store, right? Not Payless store, it's just a supermarket. I bought some ice cream at the supermarket, and it was just so I can buy ice cream, you know what I mean? I was talking to some of my coworkers, and I was just telling them how cool ice cream was and how I haven't eaten ice cream this year as a joke. I was saying it as a joke because, I haven't eaten ice cream this year because I haven't eaten ice cream since last year. You know what I mean? But last year was only like 6 days ago. So I was just making it as a joke, but I still ate ice cream just because I had nothing else to do and whatever the fuck. You feel me? And so I bought ice cream and just ate ice cream. Anyway, you know what I mean? Just try to distract you. And that was, what was 18 bucks? Well, I bought like eight cones and like one thing. So it's like I bought a lot and I ate a lot. And anyway, besides the point, don't give in to distractions. Don't give in to overconsumption. Basically, my point. The devil will do it in deceitful ways, in subversive ways. It's not gonna be like a head-on battle like we always thought it would be. When we're going head-on, clashing on, like sword to sword type shit. Like nah. The way he does it is through subversion. It's through covert action, right? You're not gonna know. You're not gonna know until you become more aware, right? And so you got to be aware of it. Okay. Well, we'll dive in deeper in that in the later video. Okay. In the later video, it was somewhere in here. Okay. So anyway, number 3 is he puts his duties above all else. He puts his God-given duties above everything. His purpose above everything. Right. I always like to think about it like this. Like if God has commanded you to do something, right? You have a duty to follow it. It doesn't matter about your emotional state. It doesn't matter if your girlfriend is saying or your wife is saying, don't leave, don't go in the battle. Nah, you gotta tell your wife, like, I'm sorry, honey, but the king has sent me out to war, right? The king has sent me out to fight the battle, to fight the good fight, right? And I just started thinking about it just right now, just saying it. Like, when King David sent his mistress's husband to go fight in the battle, the husband still went there to fight in the battle, right? And he didn't die because God was on his side, even though David was being a little like cuck over there. You feel me? But anyway, that's besides the point. You must put your duties above all else, right? Your God-given duties, because God will guide you. God will always be by your side. Okay, like even if it feels like the world is against you. You guys got to realize, bro, God created the fucking world. So God is better, okay? Anyway, put your duties above all else. Don't listen to outside influences. Like I always say, don't give in to your emotions. Don't give in to other people's opinions of societal norms. None of that. Your God-given duties is top priority, okay? Your God-given purpose, okay? So that is a soldier of God in a freaking nutshell, okay? Okay. So, what I have here is the man must have a strong and solid temple to succeed. The man must be like internally, your temple has to be strong. It has to be solid. It has to be foundationally solidified in order for you to be a soldier of God. Is basically what I'm trying to say. Because if you don't have a strong temple, if you will you will not be a good soldier, right? You will not, you will give in and you will die on the battlefield. Is basically what I'm trying to say, okay? So these three areas need to be locked in. The mind, the body, and the spirit. We all hear this all the time, but like, I truly believe these three areas need to be locked in as a man. And these are the three areas that I personally would start to lock in. I don't say lock in. I feel so like modernized with this lock in talk. But anyway, I'm just saying these three areas really do need to be improved. These are the three pillars like of a man himself. Your internal high value, your internal values, your internal strength comes from the mind, body, and the spirit. And so we'll talk about it later on. But first, let's talk about fighting the battle against sin, okay? And fighting the battle against sin, because again, the devil will, like what I said earlier, the devil will tempt you not just through like overt tactics like it's right there in your face. No, he's gonna do it through like subversion, through things that are covert, okay? And a lot of those things are like sin. Like we don't in the moment we feel like we could just do it, but then after the fact we realize like shit, this is not good for us. We weren't supposed to do that, right? And it's a subverted tactic. Like he deceives you through your mind, right? Makes you believe that it's good for you in the moment. And then you realize like, no, this is actually not, okay? And so like what I said in the beginning of the video, the sin that I've succumbed the most to in the past year was gluttony. And gluttony is basically consumption. And it's not just the consumption of food, like, right? We're not just thinking about a fatso, right? And like legit, look at me. Do I look like I've been succumbing to the sin of gluttony? Not at face value, right? Because I'm not fucking fat, right? But I've been consuming too much like media and too much knowledge. I mean, I even would say food too. I mean, just look at just yesterday, bro. I ate freaking 8 ice cream cones. Actually 7. I threw the 8th one away because I started to realize how bad what I was doing. But yeah, I ate like 7 ice cream cones, so I'm like just thriving off my metabolism type shit. So anyway, what I'm basically saying, too much food, too much media, too much knowledge. This is not good for you, right? Every time after the fact that I've consumed too much knowledge, that I've, scrolled on social media too much, that I've ate too much freaking junk food, I realized how bad it was. I realized like I shouldn't have done that. I realized that I don't feel good after doing it. I realized that I'm probably going to be less effective at work tomorrow. I'm probably not going to literally, I think one of the reasons why I did not make content for the past like 8 days was because I've been giving into gluttony, right? Like if you think about it, like what I said in the beginning, if you only have so much time, right? And so if your time is not spent on consuming, the only other thing that you could do is actions, is actually producing, right? If you're not consuming, you are producing. And so the reason why I wasn't producing was because I was consuming. So we don't want to be doing that. And so this year, I really want to fight against this sin that I've been giving into. I believe this is one of my greatest weaknesses at the moment, okay? And so let's get into it. Let's go get into how we can strengthen our mind, body, and spirit so that we can overcome not only the sin of gluttony, but like just to become stronger so that we can be a good soldier of God. Okay? So let's start with the mind. Okay? The mind. This is I put this first, not just because it sounds good when you say mind, body, and spirit, but because it is where it all starts. Okay? I don't believe you can get good. Like, you can probably start going to the gym, but like you gotta have the internal belief set to it starts with the fucking mind, okay? It's basically what I'm trying to say, okay? And so what I have here is clear the mind of distractions and unnecessary information, okay? This is very important because like what I said, The devil will tempt you in subvertive tactics, right? Distractions. What are some examples of distractions? Well, it'd be your phone in the morning. Like for me personally, what I did, like started yesterday, was I grayscaled my phone. I put my phone on grayscale so that you can't really, it's black and white basically. Because I started to realize like I've been using my phone too much. I've been getting distracted too much. I've been like trying to look for notifications too much. And those things like they just ruin your flow, right? You don't want to be getting distracted by those things. You don't want to be getting distracted with video games, right? SAS 4, my zombie game. It's a freaking fun game. But like, don't get distracted by that because you're getting off your God-given path. You're not meant to be playing video games. You were meant to be giving your gifts to the world. So give your gifts to the world, buddy. Okay? Unnecessary information. You don't need to know anything about, like, especially on like TikTok and shit. Like, oh, I'm supposed to be learning this shit. No, you weren't supposed to be learning this shit. You didn't need to know that some guy, I don't know what the, honestly, if I'm being completely fucking honest, I don't even remember what I watched on freaking Instagram reels and shit like that. Like that, I'm just keeping it a bop. I'm trying to like reminisce. Is that the word? I'm trying to remember what I freaking watched. I don't fucking know. It's just unnecessary information. Okay, so stop giving into unnecessary information. Stop giving into distractions. Like I like to think that you already know what you gotta do. You just gotta do it. And I heard it from a lot of people that are more successful than me in certain areas, that the greatest lessons, the greatest way to learn isn't from reading the books. It isn't from watching the YouTube video. It isn't from reading, getting the courses. It's by actually putting in the work, putting in the reps, actually doing the task needed, right? If you wanted to get good at YouTube videos, you don't just watch a YouTube course, right? You just start recording fucking videos and start like improving it that way, looking at the feedback and shit like that. If you wanted to get good at talking, you put in the reps, okay? And so that is the greatest way to gain information, to learn and grow. It's with action, okay? Focus on the present moment is the next one. You guys got to understand, God resides in the present moment because the present moment is eternal. God is eternal. So therefore, God resides in the present moment. So you want to be focused in the here and now, okay? Because you can only do things in the here and now. All these distractions and unnecessary information, your emotional distress, they are actually all derived from your mind thinking too far into the future or dwelling on the past. You got to realize, like, if you are present in the moment, if you are where your feet are, you start to realize, like, just look at your surroundings and be like, damn, I'm actually not stressed out, right? I'm actually living, breathing. I can breathe my full air. My dad is not yelling at me in this current moment, right? The rain is not hitting my fucking face. And even if the rain is hitting my face, it's just water. You feel me? You got to realize, like, this present moment isn't that. It is, once you start living in the present moment, you realize like a lot of the stress, it has all just been psychological, right? And so you, like, if you are guys, you're at the power of now. There's like two types of times, like the psychological time that we stress out over when we dwell on the past or think too far into the future. But there's also like the chronological time of like actual time itself. So doesn't mean, like when I say at all times, it doesn't mean that we don't plan for the future. We don't set a destination, right? Because setting a destination, that would be on the chronological time horizon. What I mean is that we don't want to be putting ourselves in psychological stress, right? And that's giving into psychological time, as the power of now calls it. Okay? And so in dumbed down, brain dead science, is just breathe, take a deep breath, and be here and fucking now. Okay? When you're here and fucking now, God will give you the intellect that you're gonna need. Okay? And if you make a mistake, who the fuck cares? Okay? You start learning. Like what I just said earlier was that you learn from actions. That's the best way to learn. Okay? So what I have down here is stop all doom scrolling, brother. Unnecessary information. Doom scrolling, not good. Don't do it. Okay. Number 2, the body. The body. Okay. So you want to stop all consumption of junk food and overeating. And that's my personal, one of my personal things, like the junk foods, the ice cream and shit. But overeating is just like, just stuff in my fucking face. Stop doing that shit. That's not good. Okay. So one of my personal goals right now is to actually lean down. So I've been actually doing that for the past few weeks. So I was like 175, now I'm like 170. I want to get probably to like 165, 160. We don't know yet, but that's kind of what I'm trying to aim for. Okay, but also this is really has to do with again, consumption. So that's the junk food and shit like that. I don't want to be doing that. And then build a strong and disciplined physique. Okay, like I don't know about you, but like when you hit the gym and when you start being consistent, being disciplined with your workouts, and actually doing that shit, it leaks into other areas of life. Like I don't know a person that's like actually super disciplined and high energy while they're fat. You know what I mean? Like I don't know any. The only like smarts and high energy and like happy people that I know aren't overweight or aren't under skinny as fuck. They're all people that have been disciplined in the gym. They've been working out. They do some kind of physical activity, because you guys gotta understand, as a man, you must delight in the God honoring labor, right? If you're not building the body, you are by definition not pursuing the God-given purpose, because God has instilled within you your genetics. And your genetics is basically your God-given potential, that your body's God-given potential. And so by you not fulfilling your God-given potential with your body, you are not pursuing your God-given purpose, right? And so this is why like it's kind of like a big correlation. It's like when people do hit the gym, and it's not everybody, okay? There's some people who hit the gym, but they're like psychopaths, or the freaking roid rage or some shit like that. But a lot of the people that I know that I hit the gym and they're natural, and they're nice people. They're nice people, happy, go lucky. Not everybody, okay? But what I'm trying to say is that hitting the gym, working out, it develops your temple. It makes you stronger. Okay? So you want to be doing that. Okay? And so number 3 is the spirit. Okay? Number 3 is your spirit. Always be pursuing your God-given purpose 24/7. That is your purpose. That is your mission in life. Like, you must be pursuing your God-given purpose. Is it gonna die? Oh, it's gonna die. I don't know if it's gonna die, honestly. But always be pursuing your God-given purpose 24/7. That means don't get distracted. Don't get off topic. Always be doing it. And resist the devil's temptations. Right? The devil will try to tempt you. I kind of went over it over here. But the devil will tempt you with lust, or tempt you with gluttony, or say, hey man, you should eat this ice cream because it's good for you. You know what I mean? Because you like it. Okay? Don't be giving into that stuff. You gotta fight the enemy. Fight against the enemy of God. Okay? Walk the narrow path. Make eternity your home. This is kind of like the same thing with the mind area, but like this is a phrase that I got from The Way of the Superior Man. And like what I said before is like eternity is the present moment. And so if you make the present moment your home and you start like actually living in the eternal now, you will be closer to God. Because God does not reside in the future. He does not reside in the past. He is always here. He has always been here and now. He has always been present with you. And you just haven't been present. And that's why you haven't found God. Right? If you've always been looking for God, but you haven't found him, it's because you haven't been present. You haven't been here and actually realized that God has actually been here with you the whole time. Okay, he's not found in the church. He's not found in the, he's not found on like the mountaintops, right? He's found here and now. It's not a place. It's now. Okay, and so make eternity your home. You gotta be here and now. Okay, that is how I truly believe that. I truly believe that you can find God and you can actually talk to God and have a genuine relationship with Him. Okay? And so what I have here at this bottom is kind of like what I said in the beginning of the video, is that God is the creator. And so you were made in His image. And so by that definition, you are a creator. Okay? So this is kind of like a reaffirmation to myself as I make these videos to you guys. It's like, I want to be able to keep up my godly divine action of creation, of making these videos for you guys, of putting out into the world, of giving my gifts to the world, of creating experiences with other people when I go off camera, right? It's just the art of actually putting out, of creating, of turning nothing, right? You guys gotta understand, it's like words, emotions, they're like abstract and shit, right? They're nothing. You can't grab words and shit like that. But because we create like content and shit like that, we put out into the world, we turn nothing into something. We turn nothing into somebody taking action on another side of the planet, right? We turn nothing into a genuine desire for greatness. You know what I mean? It's like, you got to be in this state of creation, okay? And so that's like my own reminder, but also my own little lesson to you guys. It's like, you want to be putting out into the world, having that penetrative masculine essence of just boom, boom, penetrate the world fully, okay? And so, yes, this was a long video. That's where we're end at today. I'll see you guys in the next one, okay? You guys can leave a comment if you guys want down below, and I'll see you guys later. Deuces.